Welcome back to the channel, guys. You can see I'm still GSF-less. Both GSFs are somewhere off, either getting fuel pump recall or tires or otherwise, so this is my service loaner. This is VIN 0888, and so if you're Chinese, means prosperity, triple prosperity. And so it wasn't so lucky for the owner of this car. As you can see, looks like it had a pretty hard hit at the front. And so this, of course, is at Insurance Auto Salvage Auctions, IAAI, in Raleigh, North Carolina, with 57,000 miles on it. And it is a 2016 1H9, which is Nebula Gray Pearl, 2016 only color, with LA20 black interior. Production statistics, so 157 out of the 2,348 cars were Nebula Gray Pearl, and 90 had LA20 black interior. 3.83% of all of the US 49 production was this color combo. So it's like an 8 out of 10 for rarity, primarily because it is a 1 year only color. So 2016, still 157, but it's out of the 1,418 cars for 2016 for the US 49, and still 90 had LA20 black interior. This car was built January 13th of 2016. Its in-service date was March 6th of 2017, so a year and a couple months. And it has engine 2064402, and it only had two options: Mark Levinson, so most of these had that, and it has Comfort and Convenience Package Z1, which is the trunk mat, cargo net, key gloves, and I believe wheel locks, and that's it. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. Carfax shows this as a one owner, one damage event in 2020 to the front, and it doesn't have the current accident on there just yet because I believe it just happened yesterday and it just went right there to IAAI. So the 2024 Carfax shows as a one owner, no accident car. So I think that is, pretty safe bet there. Epic VIN shows this as a two owner, one accident car. It doesn't show the damage in 2020, but it shows July 23rd of 2026. This is July 24th of 2026. So it happened yesterday. And so they just probably took it straight to IAI. They knew it was going to be totaled, and so that's probably what's going on here. AutoCheck shows this as a one owner, no accident car, and so none of that is reported on that yet either because it just happened yesterday. But this looks like it is a Florida and North Carolina car its whole life, and it is a one owner car. Previous sales. So this car first went on sale in February of 2016 in Florida for $87,000. Still for sale in April of 2016, $87,000. Still for sale in September of 2016, and it's still for sale in March of 2017, where they lowered the price to $81,000 or $82,000. And it finally sold in March of 2017, March 6th of 2017, 385 days for sale, 12 months and 19 days for sale, to its first and only owner in Florida, who then moved to North Carolina sometime in around 2019. So this is a one owner car prior to all of this happening. So now into the photos, and this may tell some of the story here, but you can see that it's a very hard hit to the front, and it almost looks like it's a glancing blow, but none of the airbags are deployed, and that's kind of indicative of the car was probably off when this happened, or there was some other issue at hand otherwise, but it's pretty rare to see an impact this severe and no airbags deployed. And so that would be like something ran into it. That's kind of what looks like what is going on here. But it was a hard hit to the left and right front. I can't really tell the primary point of impact if it was the right or the left, but you can see the hoods crumpled up, so the crumple zones did their job, but definitely a hard frontal impact no matter what. And so of course it got the grille, the headlights, the transmission cooler, the oil cooler, just a lot of damage to the front. And so we know from other vehicles that you've seen me go over that the grille and the headlights are very expensive on these cars, and so that's where primarily a lot of that is coming from, and probably why it's most likely going to be totaled. But the concerning part to me is the unibody on this car. And so if you look at the strut tower on the driver's side, it almost looks like it is buckled. And so that makes me think that the unibody on this car is probably compromised. And with a hard of hit and a glancing hit, most likely that is probably what's going on here. But for me, it looks like it would probably be best fit as a parts car, just considering the cost of rebuilding the front end, assuming the unibody is not compromised. And so I think that for me, that's probably where it's going to be. It's going to be a parts car. The interior looks great. I don't see any delaminating carbon fiber or anything. There's very few photos. They usually have more than this, but there's a couple photos, and from what I can see, it's a very nice, very well presented interior. So as far as the price goes, there's going to be two areas of thought here. One is a parts car, and one is if it's possibly rebuildable. So when it sells at IAAI, it's likely going to be probably like high teens would be where I would suspect that it will end up, possibly higher. However, if it is rebuildable, then with this mileage, it's going to be in the area of like $30,000 to $32,000 rebuilt. So that doesn't leave you a lot of room for rebuilding. You're going to have to use a lot of used parts, things like that, to make things work. That's assuming, again, that there's no unibody damage. If I were bidding on it, I would probably try to get it somewhere closer to like 15, possibly less, because I would look at it more as a parts car. So it does have valuable items such as the drivetrains, 57,000 miles. So I'm assuming nothing happened to the engine in that regard. So you have a good engine, transmission, torque vectoring differential, brakes, wheels, the interior parts, the seats, the airbags, the carbon fiber trim, all of the ECUs, the computers, everything else. Like there's a lot of value here just as parts. And so if you bid 15,000, you're in it, 17,000 with fees, you're still going to make 10, 15 plus $1,000 on this car. So there's plenty of money to be made as a parts car. So now into the service history. This car looks pretty well dealer serviced as well. It's a one owner car. They stayed having the dealer service the car. It wasn't an independent mechanic or anything like that. So the first entry of note is 16,000 miles is front brakes and the JLB recall, so the high pressure fuel pumps. January of 2019, HVAC blend door servo was replaced along with the entire HVAC box. And so that was probably done under warranty, and that had to have not been cheap. May of 2019, the low pressure fuel pump was reprogrammed. So that's the humming or buzzing you hear in the back seat. Most of these have that done, especially on the 2016s. And really, it's just mostly oil changes since then. And the last service is May of 2026 at 56,000 miles, one tire replacement because it had a nail in it that they couldn't repair. So what's not done? I don't see a lot about the brakes otherwise, so probably needs brakes. The ZLZ for the sticky dash, it's covered until March 6th of 2027. And if this car ends up with a salvage title, then that may or may not be covered then. Lexus has some weird things if these cars end up with salvage titles, whether they do or don't cover those. The low pressure fuel pump recall, which came out in April of 2026, parts are now available here at the end of July 2026. Transmission service, TVD service, coolant, I'd kind of look at doing things like that, but it looks like pretty well serviced otherwise. So, it looks like a solid buy if it's able to be rebuilt. So that brings me to, would I buy this car? As I touched on earlier, I think if I could get it cheap enough, I would buy it as a parts car. I don't think it's rebuildable. Just looking around at the clues, I think the unibody is compromised. So that is my opinion as a non-professional body man, but I am familiar with the process, and I've bought and sold rebuilt title cars, salvage title cars before, so I'm familiar with the process behind it. But and I know what to look for, but this feels to me like the unibody's compromised, and so I think that for me, parts car, but if you are considering rebuilding it, I would highly recommend going and looking at it in person and making sure that nothing else underneath is compromised. So that's what I've got for you guys. Pretty quick video today, VIN 0888. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you soon.